This is Over the Bars, the Supercross podcast that I've been waiting for. My name's Steven.
And I'm Allison.
And we're here to talk about the 9th event in this year's Supercross season. Happened once again right here in Atlanta.
Back in the ATL.
I know. It was so much fun to be able to see, a second Supercross race just back to back like this. And we were so lucky to be able to do so, weren't we?
We were totally lucky. Unfortunately, there were some racers who were not so lucky.
That's right. So, yeah, I know what you're talking about. So AJ Cannizzaro, a privateer, along with his mechanic, Connor Buffus, and another rider, Josh Cartwright. All three of them had their bikes stolen. Yeah, right out of trailers,
terrible.
Parked right outside the Georgia Dome the night before the race.
Who are these hoodlums giving Atlanta the bad
I know. And yeah, now everybody's like, why are we coming to Atlanta twice,
Yeah.
It's just really unfortunate. There is some good news, which is AJ Cannizzaro did actually get his bike back.
He did. Good.
Yeah, it's kind of an amusing story. The guys that stole it, somebody posted a picture of them on Instagram at a Chevron station filling up the bike with gas.
Okay.
And the police were able to pull up, and the guy tried to run away on the bike, but crashed it. Got off the bike, jumped on his friend's bike, rode away, so the police didn't catch him, but they did recover the bike. So
Oh, wow.
AJ Cannizzaro, these guys are privateers. Yeah, so they're buying these bikes.
Yeah, it's expensive, and all I can say is at least, if you get something stolen in Atlanta, there's some consolation in knowing that the crooks are likely complete idiots.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, who posts pictures on Instagram of yourself with a stolen bike? And they knew right away that it was his bike because they were wearing the helmets that they stole as well.
Not smart.
Yeah.
Not smart at all.
Pretty dumb.
So did they find the other bike, or did they find Cartwright's bike?
They didn't. They didn't find Cartwright's bike or the mechanic's bike that was taken, which is too bad. Yeah. In fact, why don't we just go ahead and check in with the police scanner to see if maybe what they're doing, maybe they found it already.
This JP Hawk. Dang it, man, where are you? Over.
I'm just sitting right here in the police car. Come back.
Roscoe, I should have known you'd be gold bricking while I'm out chasing a driverless car all the way to Tarnation and back.
All right, all the way to Tarnation and back. That's how far the police in Atlanta are willing to go to get your bikes back.
Yeah, well,
guys.
that's what they're doing right now anyway. So, all right, so they haven't found the bikes yet, but hopefully, I think that was the cops driving away, maybe. All right, so they haven't found the bikes, but hopefully they'll still come up. There's actually some people out there trying to help them, looking around for them, trying to help them find it. So good luck to Connor and Josh in getting your bike back. But we had a lot of fun.
We did.
Yeah, we actually went to the pit party this year.
We got to go to the pit party in the Georgia Dome. And the pit parties in Atlanta are inside the dome.
Yeah, well, they're in the
little Congress Center,
yeah.
actually, which is next door. So
yeah, we don't get those
have
bright California sunshine, party outside atmosphere, but it's still fun.
Yeah, it's still fun. And we had a good time. We got to meet Scotty Winterstrom.
We did. So one of our favorite privateer riders that we've talked about before, Scotty Winterstrom, he was so nice. He came over, talked to us for a little while. It was great to meet him.
Yeah.
Out of all the riders that I was looking for Scotty Winterstrom.
Yeah, we got to root for Winterstrom. And we also got to meet Justin Barsha. He gave
was
out
great.
some autographs, and
Yeah.
he said he was healing up good. So hopefully we'll see him in a few races. So that was great.
I love me some Bam Bam.
Yeah. And we gave out a bunch of our Over the Bar stickers to various fans who were out there with us. So I hope you got one of your stickers. Hope you're wearing it proud.
Yeah, if we have any new listeners due to the stickers, welcome. Hope you like the show. Hope you stick with it.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. So it was a special night at Atlanta, too, because it was retro night.
Yeah, the throwback. So everything was throwback. The track was throwback. Some of the riding gear was throwback. Some of the bikes had throwback colors on them.
Yeah. You had Weston Pike walking around the track with a mullet on.
Yeah. So throwback to the 90s, I guess.
Which Jeff Emig seemed to take personal.
I think maybe there's some history there with Jeff Emig and
a mullet.
And a fro. They do call him Fro.
Do they?
Yeah, that's his nickname, Fro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also had some 90s songs introducing some of the writers. Had some Beastie Boys, I think. We had some Nirvana.
Some Rage Against the Machine.
Some Rage Against the Machine.
Some Edie Brickell. Annie Lennox, right?
I don't know.
Wasn't that?
No.
No, they didn't play any of that.
What's going on?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that was That was Trey Kennard's song, right?
That was Trey Kennard's song. Yeah, you're probably right. So yeah, we had a lot of throwbacks on the track, but it was almost redundant to have a throwback night when, the biggest throwback of all happens every Supercross race, and that's
What's
Chad
that?
Reed.
Oh, Chad Reed. Yeah. I mean,
talk about the 90s.
Why have a special night when you got Chad Reed up there every time?
He's been riding since 1998.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, Tomac and Seeley were both 5 years old when he started racing. They were born in 1992. So Chad Reed was there again, and he was sporting his two-stroke. Everybody was excited about that.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, his little show-off bike before the race. He didn't actually use it during the race, but he got a lot of props for that, for people that don't mind the fact that he is.
Chad Reed is 32 years, 11 months, and 13 days old.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Chad.
And he's gotten a lot of fans in those 32 years, but he's always a throwback. But, there was throwback features of the track itself as well.
Yeah, we had 90s greatest hits, and we kind of had a greatest hits on the track, too.
Yeah, so it was all a bunch of features, nothing that we haven't really seen before, but it was weird because they were, all there together on one track. So
yeah, you had, the over-under
bridge. We had the over-under. We had a, 270-degree turn, basically. We had another Dragon's Back. We had a couple really massive sand sections, including in that 270-degree turn. And then they had a really short start straight, which I don't know if that's a throwback to the 90s or just kind of necessitated, but it did kind of make a difference in the starts, didn't it?
Well, the whole track was a much tighter layout than last week for sure.
Yeah.
And especially with that start straight, I think the whole shot was super important for these races.
It was like, the track didn't lend itself to a lot of passing, so with this short whole shot, the guys that got that whole shot were really able to stay in the front kind of the whole time.
Yeah. So the 250 main event, who got the whole shot there?
Marvin Musquin.
Yeah, and then of course he went on to win the race.
He went on to win the race. Yeah.
Yeah, Marvin did great. Yeah,
he did. I mean, to go through all those features so cleanly and to win that race, the track. A lot of people. There were a lot of crashes, not like major crashes, but there were a lot of people falling down. Driving off the side, but Musquin, he ran clean. He
did, and then you had J Mart and Bogle just behind him at the start, and they were kind of going bar to bar, got a little tangled up, and as a result, they lost some spots and had to get around
Tonus and Dakotas. Yeah, they were running second and third for a while.
Can I just say, what a great job Dakotas did this race.
Yeah, exactly.
He did really good. He got a fifth place.
Yeah, he was in third for a while. Eventually, Martin and Bogle passed him, which was probably kind of inevitable. But I was happy for Dakotas.
Yeah, he did good. But the night belonged to Marvin Musquin again, and
it did. And actually,
Red Bull, the KTM.
In that order, they finished Musquin, then Martin, then Bogle. That's their point standing.
Yeah.
So actually, all is right with the world in the 250 class. Because they finished 1, 2, 3, just like they stand 1, 2, 3 in the points.
That's right. So it's
no shakeups.
It's still pretty close though amongst those three guys. So I'm looking forward to the next few races to see what happens.
Absolutely. A little bit more excitement though from the 450 class.
Yeah. Well, our excitement came from Weston Pike.
I know. So Weston Pike, who we've talked about a few times,
he got his first whole shot ever.
He got the first one, and he was in the lead. I mean, Chad Reed was right behind him.
Chad Reed was kind of battling him for first.
He passed him at one point.
Yeah, he passed him at one point.
In the first lap,
and you thought, okay, Reed, that's it. But
here we go again with Reed. Yeah.
Pike actually was like, no, I'm not letting it go this easy. And he got the lead back, and they went back and forth for a second. But then, inexplicably, Reed just sort of lost control.
Yeah, he spun out on one of those tight 180-degree turns, and he turned and just kept turning.
And I wish, anybody who wasn't at the race, who was sitting at home, I wish you could have heard the crowd reaction.
Oh, man,
because everyone was so upset when they saw Reed go down.
Yeah, all those fans that Reed has garnered in his 32 years.
Yes.
They were all moaning. And
they were massively disappointed.
We were surrounded by them.
Yeah,
one guy was just ready to leave at that point.
No!
There was nothing else to see once Reed went down.
Well, anyway.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. So yeah, he hit a tough block and lost several positions there, and I think he ended up finishing 7th. But The main battle in this race,
well, there was quite a few.
There was a battle between Pike and Dungey.
Yeah,
in the beginning.
That was the next battle. Yeah,
after Reed went down, Dungey was up next.
Yeah, so here we have Dungey. We have a guy that he's clearly faster than Pike, but he's also not the guy that really is aggressively passes anybody.
Right.
So he took his time.
Well, and I have to give credit to Weston because he was really guarding his lane there. I mean, he was really trying to block off Dungey.
He did a great job. He did probably best job I've seen all summer of somebody riding all season of someone riding defensively. And he's never led a lap before in a Supercross 450 main event.
Right. Well, he led for 5 laps until eventually Dungey was able to pass him.
Right.
And then it was up to Kennard and Tomac.
Those were the next two guys.
Just behind Dungey.
Yeah.
And for a while, you really kind of had all 4 of those racers kind of, vying for the lead there.
Mm-hmm.
However, it was Dungey who was able to get ahead of Pike and left Kennard and Tomac scrambling with behind Weston once again, which slowed them up and really gave Dungey a pretty big gap.
He did get a chance to lead, but it was like that 7th lap when it was Tomac and Kennard and Pike. Then they were now riding bar to bar.
Yeah,
and they did get around Pike, but it was intense for a while. I mean, we sometimes have battles with 2 riders, but we hardly ever see a race where there's like 3 riders all right next to each other, all trying to pass, all trying to get the right position for the next turn. It was really exciting.
It was very exciting. But eventually, Kennard and Tomac also got in front of Weston.
They did.
And,
but it wasn't over there.
It wasn't over there.
So we still had Pike, and we had a couple more riders behind him. This time it was Brock Tickle and Jason Anderson.
Yeah.
And they had a nice battle going with Pike. And this one lasted a little bit longer. This one lasted about 2 laps instead of 1 lap. So again, we had 3 riders all trying to vie for position there. And it was really, I was on my feet.
Yeah, it was good. It was
fun to watch.
Well, for all of this hard work that Weston Pike put into the race, and he wasn't able to sustain it. He has been injured a couple of times this season.
A couple times.
Would have been interesting to see, like, if he had not had those injuries, what kind of season he would have had. But it's not over yet. So I was just amazed and impressed by Weston Pike, and for that reason, for making this really such a great race, I'm going to award this week's platitude to Weston Pike.
Oh, boy. So the platitude for Weston Pike. Yeah, he kind of single-handedly made Atlanta 2 a fun race to watch.
He single-handedly did so. So congratulations, Weston Pike.
Congratulations, Pike.
You are the Atlanta-tude platitude winner.
Atlanta-tude. I like that.
Atlanta-tude platitude.
Yeah, he showed some tude.
He did.
And he won the platitude.
Seriously. Yep. But the race belonged to Ryan Dungey in the end.
Once again,
the Red Bull KTM had a back-to-back win, and with the 250 and the 450 main events.
Yep. Tomac coming in second, Kennard third, so that puts Dungey now at 30 points ahead of Trey Kennard.
Yeah, he's building up quite a lead there.
That is quite a lead.
Yeah.
A huge lead.
Well.
But all we need is one bad race from Dungey, and Kennard will be right back up there. So
it's true. You never know what can happen.
Yep.
Yeah, any given Saturday, right?
Yeah, that's right. So speaking of anything can happen, next week, Daytona. This is always a fun and different race. It always kind of stands out. It's
Bike Week next week in Daytona, and that means some really, really interesting racing. Sometimes we get a little weather out there.
Sometimes, yeah.
Let's hear from Ma'am what the weather part is.
Well, after terrible weather in Atlanta, all you fans can bask in the beautiful sunshine in Daytona. Since it is Bike Week in Daytona, you might want to be careful that you're not run over by one of those Harleys while you are trying to get your tan on the beach.
I'm ready to get a tan. What about you,
Yeah,
Steve?
that would be nice. They do allow driving on the beach. Do they allow motorcycles on the beach? I guess so. Yeah, everybody's just cruising around the beach on their motorcycle. It sounds so much fun.
Yeah.
But our Supercross riders will be cruising around the inside of the actual Daytona NASCAR track. They build the track right there in the in the infield, I guess they call it.
Right, and sometimes you it's outdoors. Sometimes you get some rain. Ma'am's calling for sunshine, but sometimes we've seen rain.
We've seen mud.
And we've seen some mud.
We've seen dirt and grime.
Yeah, so.
And this track is always different because it's not a lot of turns. It's a lot of long stretches.
Right,
so
right.
It's like one of the fastest Supercross races.
Well, in some respects, it's longer because the race is longer.
You're absolutely right.
The track is longer.
They're driving faster, but the track is longer, so it's longer track time. So yeah, the length of the event can last longer. Yeah, so it's going to be fun. But
it does. You're right in the sense that it does give the racers a chance to build up some speed.
Absolutely. So, given all that, given how much we are looking forward to the Supercross race in Daytona, what would we have to do to get Jeff to come in and watch it with us?
All right, come on, Jeff.
Hey, guys. I think that would require you to actually take me on a trip to Daytona.
Oh, come on. No, that's not the deal. That is not the deal. We're going to watch this at our house, Jeff. We're not going to Daytona this week.
I mean, he has a good idea.
Well, yeah, he has a great idea.
I could use some sun in Daytona.
Well...
All right, we'll see.
We'll see. Okay, we'll see if we can get tickets.
Anyway, we had a good race in Atlanta. Looking forward to Daytona, but it's time to check out here, and we're going to check out with a band called Judah and their song "Roll On."
That's it. All right. Thanks everybody for listening. Make sure you follow us on Twitter @SXOverTheBars. See you next week.